Chimere, Houston's first private social club for couples.
With every moment I've experienced with you, I put into a space of forever. And we can compromise what most misuse, 'cause only love will keep us together.
I love these kids.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I can't shake this feeling. Sensational bliss from conversational perspectives. And just think, we ain't even got into the thick of it. I want to be lost in love with you, but also find our way. I want to dig deep in the mud with you and outgrow every obstacle that comes from day to day. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's making me go all in. And I ain't looking or thinking about who, what, why, or when. It's the intelligence for me, the confidence and swag, the happiness in knowing he can get the bag. I wish we knew what the future holds, but until then, we'll just keep hitting future goals. I'll just keep doing what I do. 'Cause baby, all you need is me, and all I need is you.
Join Chimere today by visiting www.maridate.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the one and only show? Live from Houston, Texas. It's the go-to girl, professional comedian, TV producer, and founder of Maridate.com. It's millionaire matchmaker, Amber.
What's up, guys? It's your girl matchmaker Amber Neal. It is, I don't know what day it is, but it's the day we put the couch in here. So I think it's Thursday, right?
Right.
All right, guys. It is Thirsty Thursdays, but guess what? Come sit on the sexy single sofa and be thirsty no more. Today we have the answer. We have the answer for you Thirsty Thursday singles, because today we got a very special show. It is our first show like this. So this is our inaugural sexy couples sofa, because our what's about a month ago? 6 weeks.
How long y'all been together now?
I don't know.
You probably know, but he know the days.
What's today?
Today's 24th.
64 days ago.
64,
So 64 days ago. So that means probably like 67 days ago. Chimere was sitting on the sofa. Chimere came in, and we've been friends for 12 years or more, and it's so funny because all the time that I've known her, she would always wear a freaking wedding ring, and I would always have to get on to her about that, because I'm like, girl, you ain't gonna find no husband wearing that ring. She's like, he's gonna find me. I'm like, okay, all right, you look like for your Boaz. Lord knows we all dealt with enough broke ass, lying ass, cheating ass. Now maybe we'll actually get our Boaz for once. But before we jump into the show too far, let me go ahead and welcome in my co-host, DJ Houston.
What's up? It's another day in the H, baby.
Yes.
And we are here to go and make everybody laugh, cry.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I mean, come on,
Not
we get
today.
emotional.
We're not crying today. Shout out to Joe Denna for Sheriff tuning in. Hey. So guys, today we are doing the very first ever Sexy Single Sofa update with Chimere. So we're going to tell you the story how this kind of happened. So I've known Chimere for a long time, and we'd always joke around and kid around with each other, and she would say, like, where's my man? Where's my Boaz? And I was like, in space, he's on a trip, he's coming down soon. And it was so funny though, because right before you sat on the Sexy Single Sofa, remember when we filmed BossUp that Saturday before,
I was like, no way. It ain't happening. It don't exist.
But guess what, guys? She is, well, y'all are about to find out. So we're going to welcome in her new fiance. Clean out the wax. Welcome in her new fiance. He is amazing, guys. And it's so crazy. This is the crazy part about it. He was actually on our show like 3 weeks before that or something, like 2 or 3 weeks before that. It was
Girl,
something.
that was a long time ago. I barely remember what I had for breakfast.
I know, right? But we didn't have.
Dr. Pepper.
We didn't have. Yes.
She said it.
Yes.
Go tag Dr. Pepper. Make sure you use the hashtag I believe DP.
You know, it's so funny though. Like when I met Shug, he didn't come on for the Sexy Single Sofa. He came on to spotlight him and his business and what he does to help others become best-selling authors. So many, it's amazing. And who would have known that this match would have been a business match as well? It is mind-blowing. But God knew what was going on. So y'all welcome in Shug to the show as well.
Woo.
Hashtag sugar bacon.
Yeah. Did you bring some sugar bacon with you today? I told you.
We bring it to the table.
You know, these guys, they really should create a brand of bacon with like some brown sugar and that would be so delicious.
Brown sugar. They already got maple bacon, so all you gotta do is add some of that brown sugar on there. Ooh. Look at us. Hey, Elizabeth, we're talking to you, okay? Listen, make it for us.
And it's so funny, guys, because these guys are amazing, and we're gonna hear their story a little bit to find out what they were doing, because this is part of it. Yes, I can read it and match you all day long, right? But what Chimere and I have been talking about is how, as independent women, our whole life, and being single parents, and then operating in a man's world, it's not as easy as it sounds to follow, right? And then you get into the struggle between following and self-love and being true to myself, right? Because when you're used to being your own damn consultant, you just who I didn't talk to? I'm gonna talk to the mirror.
Listen, who do I talk to about walking out the door? It's a struggle, honey.
I think I need to borrow his shades because those are ringing blind and me.
Oh, is it?
Go ahead and
right. I'll never forget the day we went to lunch. We went to lunch though, and DJ Houston was like, "What is that blinding me?"
Yeah.
Sitting in the back seat, like getting blind. I'm like, that's your damn really sure
You can see it from space, guys.
Oh my God.
And so we're excited to have y'all on because this is our very first show update of having proven results that when you sit on the Sexy Single Sofa, it's real. And then we've had our two singles that have sat on there since. They're both dating somebody as well. So it's like, okay, we're on a roll here.
Yeah, we is.
We're trying to get everybody married.
Listen, and that's what I'm saying. Like, for all those who are single out there right now, hit me up so I can get you booked. Because I'm telling you, Amber charges a lot of money for this. And you get it for free. All you got to do is come sit on this singles sofa. You know what I'm saying? And get booed up. So that way we can get you into married dates. Okay? Yes. Launching July 5th. Like,
can't wait.
I'm just, like, what really gets me is like, okay, so we had a single book for today, but, his little punk butt decided, like, he got too many issues. And I was like, good, we ain't got, you want to heal, boo. We ain't got time to, we're not magicians, okay? Get up out of here. Like, this is a serious thing, though. Like, we're here to help people find love, all right? We're not here for nobody trying to be a player or who wants the spotlight, okay? You know who you is. Getting shady in here today.
So, before y'all met each other, okay, so this is the thing about Chimere. I mean, honestly, Chimere is...
For the shades.
Let's go back to Boaz. Let's go back to the Boaz that everybody wants, right? Well, I remember when I first called you about him, I was like, girl, I got your Boaz.
Yeah. You did say that. You did say that. And I was like, what's his name? What he look like?
Boaz.
And then she was like, Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray.
I'm like, that's his real name.
Yeah. So,
but, it's been so awesome because you guys, I mean, listen, this is why I believe in love at first sight. I really do. My grandparents met and were married 6 months, and they lived happily ever after. And when I tell you she never got remarried, she never considered it, that woman was Mrs. John A. Finney till the day she died. You know what I mean? She didn't give her name. Mrs.
Right.
And they are my inspiration for everything that I do, because I want couples to really understand that don't believe the hype. That's why Chimere and I are in programming. We want to put positive programming out there. We want y'all to show that not everybody's getting divorced, not everybody's hooking up, not everybody is swingers or in poly relationships. There are people that actually still believe in monogamy, and that's what we're trying to show you guys today. So before you met Chimere, give us a 1 to 2 minute recap of why you think you would never found your queen before you met her. What do you think it is? Is it the culture we live in? Is it how the women's lib movement? Is it you've been hurt and you're picking out? Like, what do you think it really was? That because like when you're single and then all of a sudden you're like, queen's in the building.
You want the G version or you want the real version?
Man, what can we? What version are we doing today? You know me, X, but
right.
All right. So when I was single for a few reasons. One, it was almost like, you're not where you need to be.
Yeah.
Those were some of the answers that I got. Others were, you are always working.
Oh.
And so for somebody who's building a business, I'm not just building a business, I'm looking to build an empire. And that takes a special type of woman. So I can't take anything away from those that I've dated in the past. Amazing women. But you know the difference between a woman and a queen when that one walks in the room. And it was the first conversation, the first few minutes, the way that we interacted, we started talking, and some of the issues that I was running into in my business, she was running into. She loved her family. She was in love with God. And then I'm constantly finding out new things about her. I no longer even try to sing to her on the phone because I've actually heard her singing voice, and it's like, yeah, I feel like I'm sitting in front of Simon Cowell right now. American Idol. But it was just, there was something there that was different. And one thing I've always said, just like, your grandparents, I'm not going to spend my life with one person and be miserable. I want to spend my life with one person that makes me happy, that I can relate to, that we can go and plan trips, we can go on vacation, we can build businesses, we can build companies, we can do so much together.
Yes.
And it takes a special person, because I've been through that situation. I've been through that situation where the dream was not respected.
Yeah.
And so when I found her, I knew she had a dream, I had a dream, our dreams matched, our visions matched. And that's why I knew.
That's interesting, because I know as all of us being in the public eye, it's like, especially with DJ Houston too, me as a comedian and working with, I'm a millionaire matchmaker, so I deal with single rich men. So you have a special confidence to date me. Plus, I'll roast your ass. So I know I got
on national TV.
on TV, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you are the subject to any joke I want to write. Okay?
Right.
So, but it's hard because what you said. So many times people are like, "Do you have to go to that gig? Do you have to go to that networking? Do you have to go to that job?" And it's like, wait a minute, you said you believe in me, but as long as it don't take away from your selfishness, you know what I'm saying? It's conditional. And we have talked about this on so many shows, and that's why I love this topic, because, I love power couples. That's always been my dream too. Work together, play together, build it together, because it's about kingdom building, you know what I'm saying? And it's really about doing things for the greater good and to really put love out there. And I think that you are stronger when you do have a partner. Even if it's a business partner, a relationship, two people together is better than one. What do you think?
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. That's why you see people who have a partner thrive so much more than the person who's just single. You know, I feel like when you're being single, especially even in a career basis, you get capped at a certain spot. You know, you can only do so much, unless you're willing to be, you know, the bee of the company where you just.
I am.
You know, but yeah, no, like I agree. You know, finding that person, that spouse, that couple, you get to rise together. You have that somebody in your corner to constantly back your every move. So it makes it so much easier because when you fail, you don't feel like such a failure because there's somebody telling you it's okay, baby, I got you. Versus when you're single, when you fail, you gotta say I got myself, and sometimes having yourself is just like,
I noticed that she put on one of her stories, yeah. Girl, oh, I can't remember all of that. But she had put on one of her stories that it was a picture of them, and the song she chose was 1+1 by Beyonce. That is relationship goals right there. It's like if I ain't got no one else, if I ain't got nothing else, if I lose everything today, and that is so we gotta talk about that, guys, because we get caught up in power couple money. People think power, fame, status. You know what I mean? That's not a power couple. A power couple is the power and the energy and the faith it takes to stay together when most people give up. And you know, most couples don't get through. Everybody, you start off in infatuation. Most couples can't get through the disillusionment when you find out. Well, you know, you cute, but you kind of get on my nerves the way you be leaving your socks everywhere. Most couples can't get through the disillusionment to get to the negotiations because a marriage is a negotiation. It is another business relationship. No matter people want to say what they want, but anytime you're intertwining your money with somebody, oh honey, that's a business. It's not saying that marriage is a business. Bitch, y'all know what I'm saying with this, okay? And if you don't, you probably shouldn't be married. But the thing about it is, guys, is that we got to be careful that we're not picking people for things that can change. One of my favorite memes I ever saw was a couple who he was on the red carpet. They were both models in college, and then like 10 years later, her face had melted off in a fire, and he still had his arm out, like, and they were like, why are you still with her? And he was like, I married her soul, not her face. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Looks can change. You walked in here today, don't mean you won't roll out here tomorrow. You know, I can see you today. That's a gift. And at the end of the day, it's what if you lost everything? What if you lost your money, your possessions? Are you going to help me build it back up? Yeah. Right. Or are you going to get ghost? We even had somebody on the show. Remember him when he was talking about if somebody got cancer, he would just leave. Oh yeah,
he said anything. Yeah, he said they got fat. If their beauty faded, he would just I'll upgrade to the next one. I was like, hey, you're gonna be lonely forever, buddy. Lonely forever.
But what if it happens to him?
Oh,
and it probably will.
It probably did, though.
It probably will.
See, that's what he said, because when we talked to him more, he's like, somebody left him because he lost his job. So hurt people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And at the end of the day, you know, that's the whole point of dating is to kind of find out, like, are you down to ride or are you just looking for tonight? Is this temporary? If I don't have everything that you perceive me as having, I've seen couples, the joke is on them because they're both opportunists, narcissists, and they come together and they both think they're getting something from the other one and they both a damn lie. And then when the mask comes off, the relationship falls apart. And people doing things for the gram and doing things in the fake book and the fake relationship. Look at me and our relationship is so perfect. And then behind closed door, they hate each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the thing about it is, you know, so let's put Chimere in the hot seat a little bit now, Miss Bacon Baby. Okay, Mrs. Destin. Okay. So we got the countdown to the wedding starting. It's going to be starting on the 1st. We got a countdown coming, guys. It's going to be really fun. But they were getting married in, how many days is it now? 19 days. But I really want to speak on this because I know y'all had some critics. I mean, they might not have said it to your face.
I had some said it to my face.
Okay, what the naysayers, they died.
Listen, one of my best friends, she was like, call me right now, you know, and I was like, what is going on? Like, and then because it was public information, because somebody wanted to post it on social media.
She's a Sagittarius, she can't help it.
I was like, oh my God, I really was like, do we want to do this? Because I know
because it's
the
not
effects.
Because it's not about him or not hiding. It's about once you open it to that.
Yeah.
But remember when we talked about it, I told you, I said it's good that he wants to do that because you need to find out right now if there's anybody coming in. I need to talk to you.
Right.
Are you? What you doing with my woman? You know? So
that would have been a bad conversation for that dude.
It would have been about 2 seconds long.
And they came out, right? Like they came out the woodwork.
Oh,
like,
I know
literally.
they did.
I had somebody call me from I have not talked to them like 8 years, and was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe." I'm like, "What?" You know, like,
you shot, and you missed.
Is this real? Am I being punked right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so so it was public information, first of all.
Yes.
So,
but I think y'all had to do that. That was good because you already know people are gonna talk. But more than anything, because y'all had the love at first sight, y'all fell so fast that it wasn't even love at first sight. Y'all could talk on the phone. For hours.
Right. I think we looked at each other's pictures or whatever, like on Facebook or whatever. But I mean, like literally to know how he really looked in person or anything like that, I did not. And had never met him. We literally conversated on the phone the first day for like over 5 hours.
Wow.
So that was a surrender flag, I guess I would say. Like that's one of them that's breaking down the walls because I don't talk to nobody. I don't even talk to my mama.
And I've known her 12 years and I got 30 minutes.
Yeah, so. Like longer than about that long. You know, I don't have conversations just randomly on the phone, you know, so that was something different that had me like, wait a minute, what's going on here, you know? And then we connected on so many levels. We have so many things that are similar stories, similar situations. We, like he said, we understand business, but I did have naysayers. So I had people that came to me and was like, you know, are you sure about this? You know, you don't even know him. And, you know, it was just different things like that. And for me, it was more spiritual.
Absolutely.
And I think me and my aunt had this conversation, and it was more like it had to be that way for me. Because if it would have been any other thing, I wouldn't have even received it.
Amen. And it's so true because I want to get down to that part. We're always talking about we're looking for Boaz, right? But think about in the scripture think about how instantaneously it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to come back and check on her tomorrow while she's picking up that hay or whatever it was. I'm going to come check on her while she tends the field to feed Naomi. He didn't come back days and days. In the story, he's like, oh, getting this mule because you go home, me girl. Now, you know, she went from getting scraps off the land to owning the land with her husband. So, but the point is he recognized her like that.
Right.
So the naysayers may not see. You can't explain to people that don't want to understand.
Right.
You can't explain to people that can't meet you at your level of understanding and spirituality. This is your walk. This is something that you know. You're not always going to be able to explain it to people. But it's really not that crazy. It's just that people judge others how they see themselves. So if they can't see that would ever happen to them, or they don't believe in love, or they're so jaded about love in general, there's going to be a lot of jealous spirits out here that's not even coming at you in the sense of I'm looking out for you. No, that's a jealous spirit.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, Chimere is gorgeous. She's successful. She's a great mom. She has it going on. I mean, she's a stunner. She's a 10, okay? So a lot of times that's intimidating for guys. You know what I'm saying? But when you got another 10, and Suge is all those things, except handsome, not pretty. But you got all those things put together. A real king will never be intimidated by a queen. See, that's the difference, ladies. Y'all are entertaining jokers, and y'all are trying to make them a king. Because see, a king will never be intimidated by a queen. He will recognize his rib, and that's what I told Suge the first time I talked to him. I said, "I got your rib." That's the first thing I said. I got your rib, and I said, I got your Boaz. That's exactly what I said to them. And sure enough, and I know damn Sagittarius. She's gonna be a little more cautious, a little more slow to open up. And so I was like, I told him, I was like, okay, give her a call, you know. And I remember I talked to you, and I was like, I said, hey, did you talk to Suge? She's like, yeah, he called a couple hours ago, but I've been busy. I'm like, beep, if you don't call him back, okay, I'm gonna send both y'all invoice. Okay. This is free. This is love. Y'all are supposed to be together. Like I can't help it when I know you're supposed to be together. Oh, you gonna be together.
She gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll tie you together if I have to, but you won't get together.
And he will help me. And then we'll go to work tomorrow and nothing happened.
Right.
But, you know, but the thing about y'all is when you've been, listen guys, when anybody at this point, you can't get to 21. Maybe let's just go far fetched with it. You can't get to 30 without being hurt by somebody, some disappointment. You know, the younger you are, the harder it is for it to last for a long time because you change who you are every year. You know, I'm not even close to who I was last year or let alone 10 years ago. And then as things grow and as things change, you've got to be able to change with that. One of the things that I heard a couple say was, he was like, that this guy, he was married like 70 years or something. And they asked him, what did y'all do? What's your secret? And he said, she became 8 different women over the course of the 70 years.
I believe it.
And I had to adjust because this is, what did you say?
He
I've
saw
seen
3.
like 3 already.
Well, you know, maybe I should sit for a mental health evaluation.
Okay. No, but I say that a lot. I've said that in talks with coaching, period. Because I also do life coaching and business coaching. But this is what that is, right? Nobody's the same at 18 that they are at 25.
Amen.
Right.
Or nobody's the same at 25 that you are at 35. And so one of the things that I say just in relationships, period, is to constantly reintroduce yourself to your mate. At the end of the day, just because we set goals in the beginning or we've said stuff in the beginning and we agree on it, doesn't mean that down the line things don't change. So that's where that communication comes in. Like, we have to talk about things, constantly see where his goals are, where my goals are, because I might shift in the middle of something and he's still thinking we on the same goal from day one and we not, you know? And so the communication is very, very, very important. I think one day we was like, we still doing this thing, you know, we still doing this, what we doing, you know? So the communication, especially now, is important at the beginning stages. And then once we get into years, you know, you want to reintroduce yourself. Hey, this is what, maybe once a year, you know, kind of talk about those goals.
Oh, I like that. How do you receive what she said?
Yeah, I gotta check in daily.
Yes, dear.
Yeah.
Yes, dear.
I've learned a very simple response. Wise man, and he knows who he is, said it this way. He said, you can either be happy or you can be right.
Ooh, amen.
So,
y'all listening? Happy wife, happy life. You know, I get around about that, but at the same time, I really think it is equal. You know, we got to make each other happy. Yeah. But you know, one of the things too that is really important, because when it comes to blending families and blending with kids, how did your family and kids take you guys having this engagement so quickly?
My son was just like, it's whatever.
Okay. I'm
happy for you, Dad.
Oh, I love that.
And
that says a lot.
Yeah, and her daughters have been amazing. Mm-hmm. They each have their own personalities. I've learned their personalities. One has I gave her a theme song for every time she walks in the room. The other one is really, really shy and observant. Mm-hmm. And like, if I need something, she's always like, you good. And so there's this reassurance of, like, you know, if mom likes you, we like you.
Yeah.
But I also get that look of, just don't mess it up.
Yeah, don't play home.
Yeah, don't mess it up, because
roll up. I'll go pick them up. Okay.
Yeah.
In the front seat too. It's so interesting because there's so many. It's hard blending families, and the thing is, that's why even when you fall in love so quickly, it's very important to talk about how you're going to parent. That is because parenting, politics, and religion. You want to talk about those three because outside of that, everything else is pretty negotiable. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And now I do have my theories about parenting. To me, I think both parties should be involved, but more so the parent of the children should handle the children. Now, it's a difference because our children are older, so...
Current children.
What did you say?
I said current children.
Current children.
Our children are older. Okay, so see, I'm not even gonna go there.
I really do love
Speak
when
those
babies
things
are
that
born
are
under
not
my
as
under my what's
Oh
called
my God.
fault. Yes.
So, okay, back to what
Come
I
on
was
in,
saying.
Judy. Come on in, Judy. We ready.
But our kids are older, so it's easier. I feel like it's easier when the children are older a little bit because
Yes.
you're not really at the discipline point.
Right.
You don't really have to talk to the kids as much. More so, we just basically make sure that the kids are good. It's not that micromanaging the children. We don't have to be at every point in a day, with them. So it's just a little easier, I think.
One thing that studies have shown that long distance relationships are equally as successful as local. It truly depends on the integrity of the people involved. And I know Shug is from Austin and Chimere's here. How did y'all negotiate how y'all would blend your life? I mean, we still working on that. Okay.
Really, we are.
But
but we discussed it early on about sharing the time or whatever. My position is more in person and time consuming, so I have to be here more than he does in his position in his job or whatever. So okay, well, his career.
Yes.
Just over broke. You can keep that. You can keep that one.
But I think that we've both made a mutual decision that he was gonna move back to Houston.
Yay.
And we were going to flourish here, And that was a mutual decision. We were talking about what we needed to do, where we needed to be, and we discussed that back and forth for a minute.
I love that you said flourish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like this people. I can't there's no words.
She's catching
I
every
literally
little
catch
word.
every word. I literally observe the words people say and don't say.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you said flourish, because see, that's the energy y'all give.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all give life together. Y'all are positive, y'all are funny, and y'all are going to be an example for other couples because, look, there's no blueprint. There's no book to this. People think, there's a formula. You got to be together this long. You got to do this, before you can do this. It's not true, guys. There are people that meet and fall in love at first sight, instantly together the rest of their lives, and never remarry. And then there are people I've seen some people that have been together 10 years, waiting to get married. First of all, don't get me started on that.
Don't get us started. Don't get us started.
You know what, Junior only by 12 right now. We're gonna go ahead and wait till he go ahead and go to college. That way we can tie the knot and make this official. Ain't no rush, it's all right. My girlfriend calling me. Hold on.
That is so true. Because we were talking about that.
Don't you dare.
Oh my
Don't
God.
you dare. I'm like, don't you dare. We've already got
Don't
this.
do it. Well, I would say this.
I wasn't gonna go there.
You sure you're not
yeah,
gonna go there?
yeah. When she says I wasn't gonna go there, it's because she was gonna go.
Quiet. I'm still calculating how to reset.
Right.
Yeah, she's trying to go there still.
I'm just saying, we've all Mess
I saw that. Guys, if y'all hear some on camera is me smacking her around. Alright. I'm gonna beat her today. She is,
The shade.
I knew I should have never brought that up. Gonna haunt me forever.
No, I'm just saying, guys, if you meet somebody and they tell you they're engaged for 7 years, listen, he's just not that into you, okay? They're buying time. They probably need somewhere to live. It's not real, guys.
God.
When people want, listen, nobody falls in love faster than a narcissist who needs somewhere to live, okay? So just make sure when you meet people, you're checking what they. I loved it. And then we had a meeting, we had a Zoom meeting, and you were in his house. I love the way y'all have been. So y'all have both done exactly what is needed to make this work in the time that y'all are working, because one, you connect in the spirit. So nobody, I don't care what nobody says, nobody can question or doubt what God has put together. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can question that. You're talking about a spiritual connection. And so when Boaz recognized Ruth, he wasn't looking at her like, I'll be back next week to see, holler at you, girl. You know, you want to go over here and get this little beer from the well. What you want to do, girl? He didn't do that. He was back. He like, let's go.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that's the thing, because I really just want to put that to bed for y'all. I just, you know, the naysayers, the haters, y'all don't need none of that. And both y'all are independent, so y'all don't care about that.
I can speak to the haters. So for those that are out there, I'll just say for the dudes, just go ahead and back up. You really don't want to have this conversation. And for the ladies that are out there, this is my queen. Like I'm done. I'm not. There's no reason to DM. There's no reason to say, oh, you know, y'all are just here today and gone tomorrow. We're done. It's this is the woman that I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Y'all look like y'all married right now. That's how she can dress, okay? I no matter how well I dress, I look ragamuffin compared to her. But you compliment her shine. I love that about y'all.
No, what I really love is, like, because I follow both y'all on social media, you know, and y'all guys give me that I've always looked at that hopeless. I'm a hopeless romantic, you know what I mean? So, and y'all give me that fairy tale vibe, like that's everything that I look for in a relationship. I mean, I still remember the day when we was up in a meeting and Suge just walked in and goes, didn't say a word, walked in, checked on us, saw we were still busy, left. Next thing you know, he just. Like 45 minutes later, just comes back in, just walks in, just hands her a dozen roses, just didn't even say a word, just handed her a dozen roses and walked out. You know, not looking for a thank you, not looking for praise, nothing. Just here you go, baby. That's it. Like, and it touches my heart. Like, dude, I love that. That is so cute. Like, it's so cute.
Yeah, like you making me blush right now. Like, he does that all the time, though. Like, he really surprises me, and it makes me feel real good, you know, when he does that. And I love that about him, because initially I didn't like surprises. I was like, don't surprise me, don't be doing all that.
We had the past were bad, that's why.
And I'm like, don't even try. Like, don't bring me nothing, because you're gonna want something in return. You know, I was literally at that point. And so it surprised me, because the first time I felt a different way about it. You know, when he actually surprised me, it was on our first date. He brought the roses or whatever, and I was like, oh my God, like I felt so good about it. And so I guess what was good for me is that I realized that love was actually happening again when I thought that it couldn't.
See, and that's what gives me hope all the time, because before I met Amber, I got to the point, like, you have no idea how hard she trained me to stop saying the things that I was saying, because I was like, I gave up on love, because I'm like, for so many times I've looked, my whole life I've looked and looked, you know, and I was like, this is just ridiculous. Like, I can't find, you know, and I started realizing, okay, I was looking in the wrong places and all this. And every time I thought I found somebody, it was always that fake love, right? You know, like, they'd start off like giving me all those goodbyes, buying me flowers and stuff. And then like a week later, it'd be done for, you know, and I'm like, what the hell? And so that's why I'm like, man, it's out there. The fact that you say you can go after having all these bad experiences, having to go and, you know, you got a baby daddy, all this good stuff. it's the fact that he found love again. It's like, oh, it warms my heart. Like, okay, there definitely got to be somebody out there for me. You know,
of course
like
it is.
so it really gives me hope that I just got to keep looking. You just got to hold on to it. You know, and as we've talked about on the show a lot, you know, something that Amber I really learned. Even before meeting Amber, what I just learned was like stop looking for love and just live your life and let it happen. And it happens more naturally and better and faster.
I officially had stopped looking for a while, for a long time.
I ain't never seen you with nobody.
Listen, I was like, generally like a guy, like I didn't want to meet anybody else. I was at that point, like
right, you don't even want to try. Yeah, you're like
to nobody.
That's
else.
funny you said that. I just posted a meme. Did y'all see it on Instagram? It's like I've never seen more of a time where women are just done with men. They don't even want the pee. They are just done with it. They're just like, I'm done. I don't want to be bothered. What are y'all men out here doing to these women? I know what y'all are doing. Y'all listen to Kevin Samuel's dumbass. That's what's wrong. Because
I'll say this.
You heard Kevin Samuel's?
I've heard of Kevin Samuels.
I'm gonna get y'all opinion on him in a minute.
You don't want my opinion.
I agree and disagree with him at times.
I agree and disagree too. But I think that his approach is very negative. It's not realistic. Anyway, okay, we'll keep going though. Okay.
But I think, and this is something that we talked about. We touched on early in the relationship was that if we had found each other at a different point in our life, it wouldn't have been the same connection because the looks have been there obviously, but the maturity wasn't there. The willingness, the openness, the emotional intelligence, but also the security. Because, had it been maybe 3 years before, then I was still in a place where I was building what I have now. And that's part of what helped us to kind of gel and bond was because that maturity was actually there. And it wasn't like people say I've been the same person for years. The only difference is now my phone rings and I'm like, babe, check this out. And before it would have been like,
refreshing.
It would have been like, I mean,
I love your honesty because that's real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we had those.
I talked about that before. How we got front for so I became a little play for a while. Because you let.
Who was the player? You, Amber.
Honey, that's why I'm a good matchmaker.
Okay.
I know the game forwards and backwards. I invented half of it.
And that's what I said to him at the beginning. I said, just come to me real or whatever, which I really didn't have to say that to him because that's the way he came.
Right.
But, I lead with that. Be transparent with me because I am a seer. I know when you BS
right.
me.
You can see right through
like,
all that.
I don't play them games. And the first moment I feel like that, it's over.
And
it's
he's
a
the same
wrap.
way, though.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And what I really like is how Sugar said, the timing was everything. Because we were just talking about this yesterday on the show, like especially because we were talking about exes, seeing your ex throughout, and how if you leave on a bad breakup, you could literally be killing your spirit partner for the rest of their life because it could just be the wrong time. Which is why we say, when you break up, don't go through these bad breakups. Have a good breakup. Because
the maturity.
Exactly. Because if you come back another 10 years later, you're a whole different person, as you were saying earlier. Every 5 years you're a different person.
Look at Jennifer and Ben Affleck, 17 years later, and now he's coming out talking about, she's always been the one. He went on, got married, had kids, so did J-Lo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, real love, it just may not, like you said, when you're in that, and this is one thing I can tell you as a matchmaker, most men, most kings, let me rephrase this, most kings will not even consider a relationship until they're able to be the protector, provider, that servant leader. So women met you before, huh?
I said, I'm a protector. That's why she gave me that look. Like,
I'm going to call for security. Security. So I tell you, as an independent woman, we say we don't need a man, but trust me, there ain't nothing like feeling protected by your man. That is the best feeling in the world. You know what I'm saying? It really is.
I'm laughing because that's really true. But we do this thing. Well, we don't do it. This is what he does because I'm just so used to like getting out the car, walking around, doing what I'm doing, getting ready to go. And so now I'm trying to get used to having a king, you know, and so and I think I told y'all this, like I had to get used to him opening my door. I had to get used to him like he puts me on the side, on the inside of the street when we're walking, you know, on the sidewalk, like you on the wrong side, you know, I'm supposed to be on this side. And it's not it's more like, you know, let me be your protector. Exactly. And I have it's a full adjustment for me.
Let me, keyword.
Yeah. It's a full adjustment.
I don't need you for that.
Right.
Yes, we do though. Yes, we do. I'm telling you, there is nothing like laying on your man's chest or snuggling with him when you had a hard day, the world's beating you up. You know what I'm saying? It's out of order. Listen, we at the end of the day, we when women's lib took off, we wanted equal pay, education, rights, and everything like that. But now women have become like men in every sense of the word, to a point we're so independent, we're saying we don't need a man. But if you go back to the way God designed it, then it's out of order to have that energy, because it's not that we can't do things without men. We do. We are bossed up. We do our thing, right? But at the end of the day, the way it was designed is to have two people work on it together. Yeah. And so when you think about it, a lot of women don't like this conversation about submission and a helpmate and da-da-da-da. But here's the thing, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Any of you ladies watching, if you want to be a wife, you need to understand one thing, and y'all ain't gonna like this. Y'all can send a hate mail. I'll burn it. I'll burn it. Keep warm with it. I'll give it down. Okay, but that's why you're single. Listen, when you become a wife, you have to understand this one thing. Your number one purpose is to be his helpmate. Number one, before your career, before your anything. Like when you decide you are going to be his queen, that means you have his front, his back, and vice versa. And that is our job as his helpmate. That's right. But see, women don't understand that, because it's not about submission, like, oh, walk 10 steps behind me, you're my doormat, I'm going to mistreat you. No, honey, when you understand that how a man is to love a woman as Christ loved the church, when you understand that a man is to treat a woman in a certain way and affirm her in love, and she is to affirm him in respect, that's why a lot of us women stay single, because we're so independent with this mouth now that a real king, hey, y'all call me Kevin Samuels number 2 today, because a real king ain't gonna put up with that. Hey. A real king ain't gonna put up with all that getting talked to all crazy. You can still say what you want to say to your king. You have to say it in respect.
Right. So hard right now, because he's like, hey, watch your tone. I'm like,
y'all didn't know we was going to church today, did y'all?
I'll be like, but then I'll be like, oh, okay.
I mean, I get it. It's hard, especially when you come,
right? It's
you
like,
know.
Oh, yes, Daddy, tell me.
Right. Like this.
Well, I think there's a misconception, because here's the thing: a real king makes you want to submit. Yeah. So there's a difference from a man that's trying to make you submit, and you actually wanting to submit. You know, and so with me, I'm boisterous. I have a boisterous tone, period. Like, I talk loud on a regular. So, you know, if I'm passionate about it, or if I feel a certain way about something, you know, my tone does change.
I'm saying
right. Very amplified.
You about to go right now.
So okay. And so, you know, but I do respect that, you know, he can say to me, hey, you know your tone, babe, watch your tone. And then I'm not offended.
Right.
About him saying that to me.
You know, and that's the beautiful thing. And that's what relationships you're supposed to be able to do. It's all about that communication. You're not supposed to get offended when your partner comes to you and tells you, hey, I need you to, you know, like you're hurting me by doing this, you know? Exactly. Because it's not just about me, it's about us, you know? And a lot of people, that's where they fail in relationships. They don't understand that. Just because I'm coming to you and telling you, like, I didn't like this, doesn't mean I'm telling you you're a bad person, that, you know, you can't, like, I'm just telling you, like, this is how we communicate, this is how we fix our relationship, this is how we come together as one, be a unit.
Yeah. And here's the thing, guys, let's go to the other side of it now. The other side of it is, for all you ladies over there ready to send hate mail, let me tell you the other side of it, okay? The other side of it is very simple. The beginning is when you literally don't make a man prove nothing to you, and you literally don't let him show you where he lives, be able to post you on Facebook, be able to show you his phone, make an effort. I ain't seen her drive since you met him. Be that dude. You know what I'm saying? The beginning is when a man submits to you. That is when he is showing you, you can trust me. I am the protector. I am the provider. I am transparent. I am legit. So that you can, when a king, this is all king behavior, when a king says, watch your tone, you're getting disrespectful. If you believe in God anyway, you're going to already, your spirit should check you to go, you're right. I'm not affirming you in respect. Right. And that's where you have to be self-aware enough in a relationship to understand, hey, you know, I have my ways, you have your ways. Right. We're not always going to agree. And I need to tell y'all up front, 70% of the things couples fight over are never resolved. Ever. So you have to understand you're not always going to get your way.
You're not always going to get closure.
It's not going to happen.
Exactly. There's going to be times where you have to just sit there and bite your tongue and walk away, you know?
As my grandma said, the least words said are the easiest mended.
I think is, I love you too. Look, I love you too. Okay,
that's how you say that.
We not even finna go there. I had to get to the point to where I was more like, do I want the argument? Do I want to win? Is it about winning an argument? And we don't argue a lot. Right. So let me clarify that, because it's not that, but there are some things that we disagree about. And I think that because we are both mature, I can say that I don't like that, and he can say, but I do, and we come to some type of middle ground, you know?
See, but that's what relationships are about, because you're not going to see eye to eye on everything you do. It's how you handle it, though. Right. It's how you negotiate through it, because you just said, I don't like that, so we ain't going to do it. That's where you get a problem, because... All right, so what is it about us? You know, I like to do things you don't like to do too, but I mean, so that's why it's so important to have that communication between couples. That's why I always say.
I think in the beginning he was like, "It's your way or the house. You always wanted your way." Like,
damn.
But in the beginning it probably was that way, and then he said it, and I was like, "Wait a minute, I probably, you know." But again, this was me willing to, because. If somebody else would have said it to me, I'd be like, oh, well, hit the door, there go the door, you know. Exactly. But because I was vested and I really, you know, wanted it to work or see where it was going to go and things of that nature, I was like, okay, well, wait a minute. Let me analyze this thing and see what I'm really doing, you know. And so, you know, I've learned that,
what we've learned, and what we really all learned is that we all know we couples romantic. We know we want love, but when it comes time, when it presents itself, it scares crap out of you, because then you realize, oh my God, I got to be vulnerable.
Remember, I told you that
it's hard.
The hardest thing for me is to be vulnerable. Even now, like it's still like a struggle. It's still like hard.
Yeah.
I can more easily, because I do trust him. But it's real hard. Before I will recognize it, it'll be more like I'm and then I'll step back and come back to, you know, being my vulnerable self.
We need to publish us a book about, because this is a real thing we've really figured out. Like, I'm even writing comedy right now about the difference between following and the self-love journey, because you always want to be true to yourself, but when it is foreign as speaking German to when a man's trying to tell you what to do. But here's, again, ladies, I'm going to wrap this up. If you make him show you improve, don't just believe, let him bring you in his home, in his car, around his family. Let him show you that who he is, who he says he is. Once you can trust him, then if you don't want to follow, don't say you're looking for Boaz. Right. A king is not going to follow a queen. That's out of order. Y'all can be equal partners. Y'all can be best friends. But at the end of the day, there can only be one chief. At the end of the day, because there could be a life or death situation, y'all serial killers chasing y'all. Now let's go this way. No, let's go this way. No, we're going this way. And y'all over here like, well, I think it's better. Y'all both dead.
Right.
It has to be where you trust them with your life.
Right.
Because that is what it really boils down to.
Yeah.
And then one thing I want to leave you guys with, and we're going to get out of here, is I recommend this for all couples. If you haven't done it already, y'all go to the 5lovelanguages.com. It will not only teach you how you give and receive love, the flowers, the gifts, the affirmations, the touch, whatever your love language is, it is very real. I'm telling you, if your love language is touch and they're not affectionate, you will feel starved emotionally, and you'll need more togetherness. And if a mate, like a Sagittarius, who's more independent, they don't need as much togetherness, the person that does. So that's where y'all got to really talk about your love languages. And the other thing is, they have 2 new tests on there. You can also find out your apology language and your anger language, because when you maybe you do have a disagreement, and they do happen, but you need to know how she and he want you to apologize and want you to act in anger. We're all human. We all get temperamental sometimes, right? Especially Sagittarius. But
Really?
She knows why. But yeah. Woo. Luckily you got Libra, so
I know, right?
You got the one that can balance your ass. But definitely 5lovelanguages.com. Go check that out. Is there any advice that you guys would like to give to couples that have been hurt, have given up, and are just like, you know what, I'm done. I know not to look, and I know it's about the spirit. But is there anything else that you guys have done personally that you could say attributed to finding each other, other than knowing me?
Know that you're ready.
Ooh.
That's a big one. Like, don't jump into a situation if you're not ready, because you're not only going to hurt the other person, but you're going to hurt yourself. And stop playing games. Like, that's
for real.
That's the big thing, because, and this is one that I'll give some advice to, maybe to women that are, if they're listening.
Because we don't, but go ahead and try.
No king wants the woman that is being chased by the village.
Ooh.
So if every picture that you post is a selfie, I'm sorry, but that's not what a man is looking for. Post pictures that show your ambition, show where you're going in life, right? That's what we're looking for. For fellas, turn your player card in. If you find a good one, and every dude knows when you have a good one. Like, I have friends that, no matter, what we've been through in life, when they've met my fiance, they're like, "Oh, you got a good one, bro. Just go ahead and
cash that card.
Just cash it in.
Cash it
We
in.
know.
Ain't no upgrade from here.
Yeah,
Okay.
but at the same time, they're like, listen, if you need a shoulder or anything like that, then they're still here. Your friends can be your friends. And lastly, sometimes you have to sever old relationships that you can't bring into the new one, because there are very few people in my life that will go with me into this relationship, and she knows those people. But at the same time, there are people that, if I have to cut them off because it's not going to serve us for our in eternity, I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
Amen.
So you have to let go of things that are no longer serving where you're going, right?
That's it. But I'm glad you used that word again. Words. I'm glad you used that word sacrifice, because to all the naysayers, the fact that he used the word sacrifice is, I've said this on the show before, the number one way to tell if you're in love or lust is if you're willing to sacrifice. That's number one. That's it. Because if you're willing to sacrifice, it's ego-based. It's all about you. But if you're willing to sacrifice whatever it takes to make sure this works, that's real love. So All right,
Yeah.
King. We see you,
All
King.
right.
All right, Boaz.
So, one last time, Chimere.
Ask her too.
Can
though.
you,
We got her advice. What you
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead, get her advice real quick, because
That was one more.
What's she gonna say?
That was one more.
She owns the
There's one
network.
more?
She can talk as long as she wants.
No. I was gonna say there's just one more piece of advice for the fellas. Court the woman.
Yes, never stop
court
that.
her.
Never stop. Never stop.
How many
Don't
times have you
stop
said
dating.
that this week?
Don't stop
This
dating.
week alone.
And not dating others. Date her.
Keep the date and
Hello.
marriage.
If
You better not date nobody else.
That's serious. And listen, caution.
No.
But you're dead accurate. Anybody could be a kid, a parent, a friend, a jealous coworker. It could be anybody. Anytime you put that third person in your relationship, you're setting up for failure. It has to be. Don't go talk about your mate to other people. Only that's your best friend. You have to talk to them about them, and in public, honor your person. Never bash them. What are you gonna say?
Be open. My thing was not being open to what could or would or can happen. So being open would be one, and then really, if you're really giving it a chance, or really give it a chance, like check yourself.
Right.
Check yourself. That was my biggest thing throughout this process. Was I'm not going to do the normal thing that Chimere does, because I'm a runner.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would have asked me to marry her, I was like, no, I ain't answering the phone. See the
Damn Sagittarius, like I said.
no, so I was like, oh, nah, this, like, I would have given every excuse, for it not to happen. So yeah, for that, check yourself. Don't allow your past things or issues to keep resurfacing.
Amen.
In this. If it's a new thing, let it be the new thing.
Yes.
Don't bring the baggage in.
And don't make other people pay for what somebody else did
Somebody
to you.
else did,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
Do you have any more advice before we jump out?
No, the only thing I want to do is I want Chimere to show everybody what happens when you sit on this sexy single sofa. So show them that ring again, please. Like, for all you singles out there, this could be you next. Just make sure you call us. And you know what? Our sponsor, Mary Day, wanted me to go ahead and offer y'all a free membership. You know what I'm saying?
We ready.
So Mary Day's gonna give y'all a free membership. And so make sure y'all guys, for all you singles out there, hit me up to be on our sexy single sofa.
It works.
And for all you couples out there who need to put the date back into your marriage. Oh, do it again for the Instagram. Come on.
That's where y'all, this never gets old. Y'all have like a kid in a candy store. I can't even wait.
But yes, so for all you couples that need to put the date back in your marriage, make sure y'all guys go check out our website at marrydate.com so that way you can go and join our club that goes live July 5th to sit there and put all those fun events back in your life, right?
Yeah, we got some good ones on
We
there.
really
Got
do.
Like 15 events already on the calendar. We're adding more daily. We go live the 5th of July. So we're looking for couples, for host couples.
Right.
We're looking for people that want to be part of curing the divorce rate. For more information, go to marrydate.com. For more information, how you can be on the Sexy Single Sofa, be a friend of the show. You're looking for matchmaking, date coaching, event planning, or comedy, hit your girl up, amberneal.com. And we'll be back tomorrow for Effin' Fridays with Ryan and Juice. Hey, we're coming to take over the #1 spot at
You
BossUp,
know
baby.
it.
We're ready.
Hey! And don't forget to go and follow us at the BossUp Houston Network page on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You can also catch any of the reruns, of the show on our YouTube channel at BossUp Houston, and the Matchmaker Hotline coming very, very, very soon.
Ooh, and the phone number is coming out.
Exactly.
Oh, real quick, and then let's plug your business real quick before we get out of here, shit.
So if you are looking to write that book in 90 days, become a best-selling author, we've helped, I want to say, the last 181 authors that we've worked with have all went #1 on Amazon. So
that's amazing.
we can help you in as little as 90 days.
Wow. And that's what I was saying in the beginning of the show, that is the perfect marriage. Just how God works, because he has a publishing company. He is making #1 best-selling authors, and she owns a freaking TV network. And then what do? You take the book and make a movie, you make a show. I mean, it's like that. You make a series,
Right.
Amazing. That's
Yeah.
that just me. That is amazing.
Oh,
That
no,
is
we-
amazing.
We set goals, honey.
Yeah.
Guys, one line, love you
We're
guys.
also
Thank
looking
you,
for
Amber.
yes, congratulations! I'm excited for y'all's wedding.
Damn,
Can't wait.
I forgot my tip jar. Damn it.
Also, we are looking for friends of the show. If you are wanting to
Right.
sponsor us,
You know.
go check us out at the Amber Neal Show on Facebook. Check out our website at amberneal.com. If you want to be a sponsor of the show or even a sponsor of the network, get with me or get with Amber as president, vice president of the network. We are going to hook it up.
Yes.
So let us know. We will see y'all tomorrow right here on Effin' Fridays, 3 p.m. right here on BossUp Houston.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.